It's that time of the year. Christmas in the Philippines is known to span for 4 months, from September to January, instead of the usual December, and many different quirks have made the Yuletide experience in the country, especially in Cebu, unique and festive. So today we will be looking at some interesting Christmas practices in Cebu. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the Kabilin Center channel. It will help us create more content for you. Now, are you ready to sing a Christmas carol? Arguably, the most common practice for Filipino Catholics is the Misa de Gallo, or Rooster's Mass in English. Misa de Gallo is a devotional 9-day novena in dedication of the Blessed Virgin Mary, as we mirror her in anticipation for the birth of her Son, Jesus Christ the Savior. It is usually held daily from December 16 to 24, and occurs at different times ranging from as early as 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. This religious practice had its origins in a similar service in Spain and Latin America. Unlike other Catholic practices, this tradition was among the products of Spanish colonization in the Philippines. The practice in the Philippines took shape during the early days of Spanish rule as a practical compromise for farmers who began work before sunrise to avoid the noonday heat out in the fields. Many tenant farmers back in the day toiled all day with one break during noon when the heat would be at its peak. Losing an hour due to the unbearable temperatures, farmers worked hard and budgeted their time out of fear for the local encargado who administered land for the Spanish feudal lord or haciendero. When Christmas season would begin, it was customary to hold novenas in the evenings. But Spanish priests saw that the people would attend despite the day's fatigue. As a compromise, the clergy began to say masses in the wee hours of the morning while it was still dark before people went out to work on the land. And since then, Misa de Gallo masses have been held at dawn. Though the novena masses before Christmas were termed as such, the mass held during Christmas Eve is called Simbang Gabi in Filipino tradition. Christmas would never be complete without food, and Filipinos sure know how to throw a feast every Christmas. Like our former Spanish overlords, we celebrate Christmas midnight dinner or Noche Buena with timeless delicacies such as ham, queso de bola or cheese ball, pasta, and fruit salads. But the delicacy which Filipinos, particularly Cebuanos, gorge over is the lechon. A lechon is a roasted pig stuffed with garlic and onion chives in its innards. The culinary delight had long been a staple of Filipino celebrations such as fiestas, parties, and of course, Noche Buenas. What is more interesting is that the leftovers of a lechon are usually recooked into what is called a paksiw. A paksiw is a dish that is lechon cooked in vinegar broth. Never wanting to waste good food, Filipinos had mastered the art of turning leftover lechon into lechon paksiw. And this in turn can also be gorged over during Medianoche or New Year's Eve dinner. During Medianoche, Filipino families prepare a feast in the late hours of the 31st of December and is eaten right after the start of New Year, January 1st. But what makes both Noche Buena and Medianoche different, however, is that the latter is less extravagant than the former. But Medianoche ups the ante with the widespread use of firecrackers and fireworks leading up to the New Year. A well-known Filipino Christmas tradition is the setting up of a Belen, a tableau depicting the nativity scene or the birth of Christ. Derived from the Spanish name for Bethlehem, the Belen depicts the infant Jesus in the manger, surrounded by the Virgin Mary, Saint Joseph, the shepherds, their flock, the Magi or 3 wise men, some stable animals, and is surmounted by an angel or the Star of Bethlehem or both. The practice of households setting up Belens can be traced back to the 16th century during the Spanish period. Since then, the Belen has been an iconic Christmas symbol in the Philippines at par with a parol. In fact, parols are Christmas lanterns depicting the Star of Bethlehem. In Cebu, affluent households during the 1800s usually set up extravagant Belens with most of the nativity figurines made from ivory. Some Belens, like that of the Gorordo household, now Casa Gorordo Museum in Cebu City, feature other biblical scenes apart from the nativity. Scenes like the fall of man, David and Bathsheba, and King Herod's massacre of the firstborn were depicted in the Gorordo Belen. Today, a Belen can be seen in homes, churches, schools, and even office buildings. The ones on office buildings can be quite extravagant, using different materials for the figures and using Christmas lights, paroles for the star, and a painted background scenery. We all see various Christmas decorations in malls, offices, schools, and homes. Decorations like the Christmas tree, Christmas lights, Santa Claus, and even snow have become popular thanks to heavy Western influence. But there is one decoration that defines the Filipino Christmas spirit, and that is the parol. Coming from the Spanish term farol, or lamp in English, the parol depicts the Star of Bethlehem that guided the Magi, also known as the Three Wise Men or the Three Kings, in their search for the newborn Christ child. Every Christmas season, Filipino homes and buildings are adorned with the parol. The most common form of the parol is a 5-pointed star with 2 tails at the lower 2 tips. Parols in the past were made from simple materials like bamboo, Japanese paper, also known as papel de Japon, or crepe paper, and were lit by a candle or coconut oil lamp, while present-day parols have endless possible shapes and forms. Today, they are made of a variety of materials such as cellophane, plastic, rope, capiz shell, glass, and even recycled materials. To this very day, parol making has become a folk craft that binds families and communities together. We all know how the Christmas season starts in the Philippines. Once we hear Mariah Carey or Jose Marichan's Christmas classics,
Of the Lord, let's sing Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday.
we know that Christmas is right around the corner, and we get these signals as early as September. For most Filipinos, Christmas season ends when New Year comes. But for Cebuanos, the party continues until late January. The reason behind this is that much of January is regarded as the Sinulog season in Cebu. From the 1st to 3rd weeks of January, the feast of the Santo Niño de Cebu, or Fiesta Señor, is celebrated. In other parts of the country, the feast of the Child Jesus is also celebrated until late January. Festivities such as the Ati-Atihan in Aklan, the Dinagyang in Iloilo, the Kahimunan in Butuan, and the Feast of the Holy Child in the districts of Tondo and Pandacan in Manila have made it possible for Filipinos to celebrate Christmas beyond the month of December. And truly, as many would say, the party never stops in December. It continues on until the next year. So what do you think about these unique Christmas traditions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kabilin Center channel for more interesting facts you would like to hear, and we hope to see you in the next episode.